Hey guys, so we are here for the weekly duality report. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with it, we go over the divine masculine and feminine energies as they relate to the self. So, masculine is your mind, it's your shot calling ability, it's your choice maker, it's where your willpower and your drive is set, right? It's what you're thinking about. The feminine is your intuition. It is your emotions. It's your ability to sense, right? Your gut instincts. It's how you receive the choices being made by the masculine, right? So yin and yang. You can take this from a twin flame perspective if you really wanted to. Just if you go down that rabbit hole, no, it's a mirror. You are not just the feminine or the masculine, it's reversed as well. So you're gonna have to take it both ways if you do that. All right. I've got a couple different decks out for it. And you know what? I get a lot sometimes. And Wendy reminded me the other day, because I used to do the cosmic currency every day on Facebook and do like thumbnail posts and stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys don't interact, like I don't know what you like. So if it's not getting any traction, I'm likely to change it up. So if you like something, make sure to like it, share it out or whatever, so that I know that you guys want me to keep doing it. Yeah, the weekly duality reports used to be a members only thing. We are going to do them public, but it is going to remain a members only chat. So shout out to all of my beautiful pineapple patrons. Hey, Christen. How y'all doing? So, also guys, I had sworn off promoting GoFundMe's and stuff like that on my channel and on my pages after the last one that was like a few years ago now, just because of how tumultuous it ended. I was like, yeah, never doing that again. However, and God knows she did not ask. I know she would never. But Christen is by far my most active and avid supporter. She will pop on everything and like and share. And I don't know if I appreciate anybody more than Christen for what she does for me and the channel, just being so present and not being afraid to share and supporting me like that. And so, she's going through a bit of a rough patch, and she's had a lot on her shoulders, a lot. And if you guys could pop in, I have linked her GoFundMe in the description of this live. And it would mean a whole lot to me. Because, like, even when we're in our own financial holes and we're trying to get out, like, the divine knows if we can show up and support each other, the divine makes good on it. I'm not going to say the divine owes us one, but the divine appreciates the presence and the trust, the trust when we're not afraid to just give when we're called to give, no matter what the circumstance. So if you guys could pop in and support Christen's GoFundMe, even if it's just a few dollars, it all helps. If you guys could share that out and help her, I would really appreciate that. I think that would absolutely make my day, just knowing that she reached the goal that she's after, and support her in that way, the way that she supported me. I appreciate her so much. Christen, I love you and appreciate you. I love you and appreciate you so much. So with that, for the weekly duality report, let me get a timestamp. We're going to do the overall energies, and then we're going to get into the insight specific between masculine and feminine, and then we're going to do some guidance at the end. I've got my hand-drawn cards. I did want one more deck. Really? Okay. We're going to use the Fairy Tale of Norman. When I was first learning Lenormand, I cheated and wrote a bunch of different keywords on the back of the card. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if anybody deserves my support in that, Christen, is most definitely you, for sure. I appreciate you so much. All right. No, thank you for being present. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? All right. We have not gotten started yet, but we are about to. We're going to start with our hand-drawn cards. Timestamps will be in the description after, so you guys can hop, skip, and jump around if you would like. All right. Overall energy. Spirit, please, what is going on with the collective divine masculine energy, where our mind is, our yang? What are we thinking about, desiring about, right? Willing about? What are we choosing? Where is our head at? Where's our head at? Okay. Move these. We got the broken mind. Okay, so we're working on having angels right in front of us and registering them as demons, right? Like they got some kind of motive, especially when they are black swans. Especially when they are black swans. Black swan energy is, you don't want to mess that up. You don't want to mess that up. Where is the feminine at, Spirit? What are we feeling about the receiving of our experience? What are we picking up in our intuition? Where is our yin, our collective yin energy at for this week? Honor in reverse. Yeah, the heart space doesn't feel like it's being honored at all. Especially if, you know, we have good people right in front of us, beautiful people right in front of us, and we're not choosing it. The heart space doesn't feel honored. Ooh, bomb is on the bottom. All right. That's a little crazy. Ooh, the foundation's under that. Reset. Okay. What is going on? What is going on? Further clarify the masculine, please, with the Lenormand tarot. Well, the Lenormand, fairy tale Lenormand cards. They are not tarot. We've got stars and mice. So stars and mice, this is about, you know, thinking about what it would be like to reach our dreams or reach our destiny, but worrying and having anxiety over people who just pick away at your energy, right? Make a mess out of your energy. The mice energy, you know, when we talk about synchronicities and symbolism, if you have mice popping up in your experience, it's because you have an energy thief. Okay, you have an energy thief. So the masculine is dealing with an energy thief. And this could be a legit like person in your reality. It could be a circumstance, like a specific job. It can also be a behavior, like an addiction, you know what I mean? Where someone else's energy is living rent-free inside your soul and just wreaking havoc, and you're drinking over them. You know what I mean? So you dealing with energetic mice and thinking about destiny and wanting to get there. What is, ooh, I was going to say, what is going on with the feminine? We've got the moon dog, and stork. I usually wouldn't take 3, but Spirit told me to keep them. So the moon in Lenormand represents reoccurring events or cycles, awards, or public acclaim. The dog represents trust, friends, loyalty, dependability, and then something new, right? Birthing of something new, some kind of change or some kind of arrival. With the stork, I feel like whatever is truly changing, especially if something has been reoccurring, right, for a while, if it's been reoccurring, I feel it's almost like an elephant never forgets kind of energy. Like an elephant never forgets who is truly loyal to them. Even through change. I feel if someone doesn't feel honored by whoever they're around, especially if the mice energy is a person, they're remembering now with the stark contrast who was loyal to them and considerate of them, who trusted them and who they trust, because they've had some kind of whip experience. You know, the bottom of the deck is whip. It's anger, conflict, and self-punishment. So I feel like whatever is going on, you know, the mind has gone through, it's gone through the mice energy, and I think it might even be trying to reach or come into its own black swan energy. And the reason why it's thinking about this and considering this at all, taking action on this, is because the heart space was not honored wherever they were with the mice, right? And so now they're looking forward to new things. They're remembering who's loyal. They're thinking about change. They want something different, right? They want to move into that destined fate energy. Let's get some insight into the masculine. Let's get some insight. Timestamp. Okay. What does this look like, please? Insight into the masculine energy. Because I feel like they're teeter-tottering, you know what I mean? A part of them is in that broken mice-minded state, but the other part of them is also in the black swan and star state. So, you know, I feel like they're in between, they're kind of in between worlds right now. Like they might still be in the mice manifestation, but their energy is closer to the black swan. Okay, what does this look like? We've got the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Clarities, please. Four of Swords, 7 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and King of Wands. Bottom of the deck is Justice, strong Libran energy. Mars is in Libra right now. And the 6 of Wands on top. I feel like someone is ready to like board the ship to a whole new world. Because the way things have been, I feel like it's just fucking ridiculous. Victory is most definitely on the mind. Someone is so tired of defending themselves, right? The 7 of Wands with the 4 of Swords. So tired. So tired of defending the self, like just over it. Over it. Like the energy that some people are in is just too big, too light for the people that they are around. They don't fit the manifestation, right? The 9 of Wands with the 7 of Swords. I think the biggest fallacy would be believing that they have to continue in it, right? They're wounded. They're wounded and have to continue in it, and or that their energy is too big to come down, right? That their energy is too big and too strong and too powerful to not get taken out by these fucking mice people, like thinking that they have it under control and that they can continue to handle it. Like, no, you can't. And even if you could, it's not fair. Even if you could, it's not fair. Like, just because you're big energy, big bright light energy, doesn't mean you have to sacrifice it left and right for the fucking mice who just make a mess of your energy. They're not easing your day at all. The 8 of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles, some kind of structure is coming down. And I think people are well aware of it. Like they're getting the pings that something is falling apart, right? That 8 of Wands, something's falling apart. And we know it. And we know it. It's clarified by a Queen of Pentacles. And to be fair, she's looking down on everybody. Right? Her gaze is set downwards. The small people, you know. Don't let my skirt get dirty. It's almost like this is a person who likes being waited on. I don't know why I'm getting like a weird individual who like uses their kid to wait on them. Like I just got this random ass image of like a woman who's like telling her kids to go get her a drink or telling her kids to go get this or go get that for her. Get my phone for me. Get my charger for me. Like I'm just getting that weird image. That's not going to be for everybody, but somebody might need to go that is most definitely like that, you know, where they're not really contributing, but they're demanding. The Page of Cups with the King of Wands. I think someone has to apologize to themselves for not seeing it, right? Someone has to apologize for themselves for not seeing it because they did have an angel right in front of them and they thought that person had motives. They thought that person had motives, or the demons inside their own head, you know, like the brain knew it was a demon, but they're like, no, it's an angel. I see all their potential, you know, and it's, you got to forgive yourself for not seeing when you needed to see. You got to forgive yourself for seeing now what you needed to see then, and you didn't see it then because you were lesson learning about this exact energy. Now you should not forget. Right now, you should not forget when you have these fucking demons, these wounded people in your outer experience. Like now you know better. I was even talking to my son, like you could tell so much about a person and their energy based off of who is in their mirror and their attachments to those mirrors and how those mirrors make them feel. You can learn so much about a person just by knowing the energy of the people that they are around. Which is a revelation I had last week in regard to my good friend that I had let go of. It's the reason why I stopped talking to a guy that I was talking to. It's just the mirrors. It's the mirrors going on. I'm like, why is it in my mirror? Why? And I was like, I get it. I get it. And I don't need to go down some long ass path to figure it out. I could see it. Thank you. You know, you got to be able to tell these red flags and not let your wounds make excuses or get in the way. Because if you're making excuses for somebody, I promise you, there is a mirror problem. There is some kind of wound in your psyche that is attaching you to that person if you are making excuses for them. So be aware of it. Be so self-aware that you don't end up in the situation where you feel you have to apologize to yourself because you didn't see something that's blaringly obvious now and was probably blaringly obvious to other people. You know what I mean? Let's see what's going on with the feminine. Timestamp. Before I forget. Okay. Spirit, what is going on with the divine feminine collective energy? What are we feeling about, intuiting about? You know, don't ever say that God does not exist, because your intuition is quite literally the equivalent of the voice of God. All right, that is your intuition. It is literally the equivalent of the voice of God. So don't ever think that God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to label it, is not with you, because every time your intuition goes off, that's the higher self, spirit, whatever you want to call it, letting you know, like, hey, this is or isn't in your best feel good energy to receive. You know, it's kind of letting you know, like, yeah, you got the free will choice all the time, but the path is always divine. You know, like, yeah, you have free will choice, but the path is God's. So, you know, that's that intuition. Like, you could choose whatever you want, but there is a highest good path, and spirit, you know, would love for you to walk it. We have the Queen of Pentacles with the Empress, the Page of Swords. This is my Luna's Chromie Tarot, by the way. I love Chromie. She's my spirit animal. We got the Seven of Wands. So they have mirroring cards, right? We got the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands out here. Got the Five of Wands on the Queen of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is reflecting that dishonored feeling, because whatever the mice is, the mind is still choosing it. That's the thing. The mind is still choosing it. It knows it shouldn't, and it is still choosing it anyway. It doesn't feel good to receive the choice every day, and it's still being chosen. So that's why the feminine energy within the self is feeling dishonored. Three of Swords. Give me one more. Give me one more, please. Two. We got the Sun with the Six of Coin. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. Top is the Knight of Pentacles. Someone prioritizes money so bad. Money is more important than their happiness. And yet, who they are is just leaking out money to the mice. This is big money energy. Leaking out money to the mice. The Knight of Pentacles, she's facing backwards. It's all backwards, right? Prioritizing the money and third-party energy, right? The Two of Wands, staying stagnant, not sure whether to stay or whether to go, when your intuition is clearly telling you to go, change, right? Go to people who are loyal to you. They're choosing to stay stuck. The heart feels major, major dishonored, like it's dishonorable to the soul. Collectively speaking, like you might really see this week with people. The Queen of Pentacles with the Five of Wands. That's being really conflicted, right, within the self. Inside there's anger, right? There's anger about the manifestation because we thought we wanted this, but we don't. The Empress with the Nine of Swords, that is quite literally receiving the worst nightmare. It's a nightmare, whatever it is that you're dealing with, the stress. Receiving stress and anxiety. And that's what the mice cause, right? That was literally their keywords. Worry, anxiety, theft, damages, right? And that is what the feminine is receiving. Page of Swords with the Three of Swords. And you can it's communicating, right? It's communicating to you that it feels like shit to do what you're doing. It feels like shit. The heart's communicating very clearly, and it's writing it out in crayons. You know, like, this sucks. And you might even be expressing that to the mice. Trying to defend yourself against the taking, but the reality is you're still giving, and they're still going to take so long as you're giving. And that's just it. You know, that's just it. So long as you keep doing it, they're going to keep taking it. The only way they're going to stop taking it is not because you asked them to, it's because you stopped giving. That's the thing about the mice. You know, if you can imagine, you know, symbolically, mice inside your house. If you were to see the mice in your pantry making a fucking mess and be like, can you please stop doing that? Can you please stop, right? Asking the fucking mouse, can you stop making a mess out of my pantry? Do you think the mouse is going to stop? No. The mouse is going to keep going back to your pantry. It's going to keep making a mess, spreading its filth. It's going to keep doing what it's doing until you get rid of it. Until you get rid of it. Until you put it out. Until you put it out. You have someone in your experience, if not multiple people, because the mice is plural, that are draining off your energy. They're taking your financial energy. And if it's not a person, get this. It could be a game. It could be a game. An energy thief. Making a mess out of your finances because either one, you're not working like you should be working when you're on your game. You're not doing what you should be doing. And or you're literally spending money in the game, just leaking money. All right, that's why I said it could be a behavior. It could be a vice. But you've got a leak. You've got a serious money leak, right? Collectively speaking. Serious money leak. What is it that is just draining off your financial resources and not contributing back to it? And or it is draining off your financial energy and also not filling you back up to make you and your financial situation or whatever you're doing to increase your finances to make you feel better. Like, what are they doing? You know, like if you go back and think about like traditional, old school, traditional, whatever, man-woman relationships, you know, the man's the breadwinner and the woman is home with the kids. Well, it would really suck if the man was going to work all day to make ends meet and make sure all the bills are paid and the woman's just fucking off and she's not doing anything and she's not cleaning and she's not helping get his work clothes clean and she's not making sure he's got dinner good to go. You know, when he has spent all day working to hold the house up, like it kind of sucks. Can you imagine just being with a partner who just didn't help at all? Or the other way around, you know, like you're trying to run the house, you're trying to raise the kids and your partner's not contributing and they're not holding up their financial end of it. Like, this isn't what we agreed to. You're not making the kind of money you said you would be making to support this family we created. You know what I mean? Like, we're struggling bad. Like, I need you to figure something out or switch roles with me. You know? Because what's going on is not working. It doesn't feel good, right? That's the feminine energy. It doesn't feel good. The pain's being clearly communicated. There's no question about where the pain is, where the stress is, where the anxiety is. We all know exactly who is in our life, who is causing some kind of drain. And it's stressing us out. It's causing us anxiety. Telltale signs: when they walk into the room, you stop breathing for a second. When you're on your way home from somewhere, you wish you didn't have to go home. You wish you didn't have to go in. You wish you didn't have to see this person. They call on your phone and you don't want to answer. Mice. Mice. They're energy mice. That is the big theme for this week. Address the mice. Exterminate the shit, right? Let's get some guidance cards for both of them. Both the facets of the self. Masculine and feminine. This is my Divine Conversations deck. Spirit, please. What is the divine conversation you would like to have with the masculine energy? Train's about to go off. Divine confirmation. Train's about to go off. What is the divine conversation you'd like to have with the masculine, please? What is the divine conversation? You cannot make this shit up. You are wasting your money spending it on the wrong things. Help yourself. Pay off your debts and save. You're wasting your money on something, someone. They shouldn't be in your reality. They should not be in your reality, whatever it is. What is the divine conversation you'd like to have with the feminine, please? What is the divine conversation you'd like to have with the feminine, please? And if you know they got to go, be like, Spirit, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I trust you. I accept they got to go. Right? I accept they got to go. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I trust you. Yeah. Take the fear, the what ifs, and the impossibles out of your thoughts and act on trust and faith. Spirit said, I still love you no matter how many times you missed the lesson. Let's reflect on them now. Pick yourself up and try again. That's the advice to the heart space, right? The divine conversation Spirit wants to have with you. Nothing's impossible. Act on trust, act on faith. Spirit loves you no matter how many times you missed it. Just reflect on it, right? Just reflect on it now. Pick yourself up and try alignment again. Okay. Try alignment again. Spirit loves you. Spirit loves you. It's okay, right? It's okay. We've all dealt with mice, spiritual mice. Multiple times we get rid of the mice come back, you know, like at some point you're going to have to mice proof your quote unquote house, right? Mice proof yourself. Reaffirm the strength of your foundation. Dig up your foundation, right? Dig it up. Find out where the cracks are. Find out where the holes are and start doing the patchwork. Start doing the corrections. Start getting real deep with yourself and making these corrections so that you are not attracting a safe haven for mice in you. Your home, yourself should be a peaceful place. You should not be under stress and anxiety or worry. So whatever it is that is nickel and diming you, literally or metaphorically speaking, please trust you can get rid of it and you will be so much better off because your heart doesn't know why the fuck you keep choosing it. Your mind knows why it's choosing it. Your mind thinks that it has to. Your mind thinks that it's strong enough to handle it. Your mind thinks that it can defend itself, but it's fucking tired. The mind thinks you love these people, or you love this situation, or you love this vice, or you love this behavior. You love it. But the reality is every time you choose it, though, your heart feels like shit. It hurts after. It causes you anxiety after. So your heart's like, why are you still choosing it? Because you think you love it? Because you think you need to honor it? Because you think you need it? You need it? For what? To de-stress? It's not de-stressing you. It's causing you more stress. What the fuck are your mice? Who are your energy thieves? Who or what? That is the message for this weekly duality report. All right. From the 25th of August to the 31st. Please do not forget to check out the description. The timestamps will be in there after, and so is the GoFundMe that I have running for Christen right now. I would appreciate you guys popping in there and supporting her, as she is my most active supporter here on the channel and the Facebook page. And I appreciate her. If you could pop over in there and do that and help her out, I would be truly grateful. All right. I love y'all. Hey, Christina. And I will see you guys later. Bye.